Cell theory. In 1838, Matthias Sheldon, the German botanist, said that every plant is made up of a large number of cells. That is, the plant is made up of a number of cells and each cell performs the activity. So, in 1838, Matthias Sheldon said that every plant is made up of number of cells. In 1839, Theodor Schwann, the German zoologist, said that every animal is made up of a large number of cells and it performs various life activities. So, by this, they declare that all animals and plants are composed of cells. So plants and animals, they are made up of cells and they have the particular structure and function. So with that they come to the cell theory. So finally they said this is the cell theory. But in 1858, Rudolf Virchow, in addition to this cell theory, he said that all cells arise from pre-existing cells. That is, all cells come from existing cells. Therefore, pre-existing cells are just cells that were there before. So, what Rudolf Virchow said, that is added to the cell theory. The cell theory states three major points. That is, first one, the cell is the smallest unit of structure of all living things. So, the cells are small structures of living things. Second one, the cell is the unit of function of all activities. So, the cell has its own structure and this structure gives a particular function. All cells arise from pre-existing cell. That is, each cell which is arised from the parent cell. That is, all cells will come from the existing cells. So, pre-existing cells are just the cells that were there before. What does the cell theory mean? What does the cell theory mean? Let's take two examples. In case of plant, mango tree, and animal, frog. First is structural unit. So we have taken the two examples, plant, mango tree and frog as an animal. So when we take a small part of this animal or plant, if you observe under the microscope, it will show a particular structure. There is a proper structure. So this structure will be seen under the microscope. So structural unit means either the mango tree or the frog has its own structure. Second one, functional unit. Functional unit, any function in the body of the frog or mango tree is due to the activity of its cells. If there is a presence of cells in the either frog or in the mango tree, if there is a presence of cells, then only it shows some activities. Let's see the example. In case of frog, the frog always there is a movement or it jumps. So it is because in the frog body there is a presence of muscle cell. So there will be contraction and relaxation of muscle cell. So muscle muscle cells will activate, so there will be movement or there will be changes in the body activity. So food, the frog requires the food that is digested by the enzymes. So digested food is absorbed by the cell. That is, when the food is taken, it goes to the digestive system, and that food which is digested by the enzymes, and then the digested food which is absorbed by the cell. So absorbed food which is used up in the cells for various activity. So the frog can able to take the movement. So first the food which is digested by the enzyme, and digested food which is absorbed by the cells, and the cells will use this absorbed food for the various activities. But in case of plant, mango tree, so mango tree requires the food. So that food which is prepared in the leaf, that process is called as a photosynthesis. So to prepare the food, it requires the water. So water is absorbed by the roots from the soil, and which prepares the food in the leaves. So that process is known as a photosynthesis. So when the food is prepared or when the water is absorbed by the roots, so these cells will absorb this food and water, so it can be able to do some activities. The cell die and are replaced. The cells die and are replaced. Example, frog and plant, they are composed of million or billions of cells. These millions or billions of cells are present in these frog and plant. So these cells continuously die and are replaced by new cells. Once the cell becomes old or weak, it continuously die and which is replaced by new cells. So when the new cells are arised, that is, before arising the new cells, there will be cell division. So this cell division, there will be formation of new cells from the parent cell. So the cells will die, and instead of these cells, again new cells are arised. Most life starts as a single cell. So almost all the living organisms, they start their life as a single cell. That is, let's see in the frog and in the plant. So life started as a fertilized egg or seed. Okay, so the cell was a single cell which is arised from the ovary of the mother frog. The egg was a single cell. Egg is a single cell, but which is arising from the mother frog. That is, from mother's ovary, the in case of plant, that is mango seed, had an embryo. Inside the seed there is a embryo. So that embryo started as a single cell in the ovary of the flower of the parent mango tree. That is, the embryo is present inside the ovary of a flower. In the flower there is a ovary, and in the ovary the embryo is starts as a single